Hello and welcome back to another one of my channel chats, F1 chats. My name is Alex does F1 stuff and this is my F1 chat number 16, and in today's episode we will be looking at the most influential person again. The next couple categories, the Spanish Virtual Grand Prix grid has almost been confirmed, and there will be another tiny little channel chat at the end. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the very first article, and that is the round number 1 for the most influential game changer. Why can I not speak properly? So here is the leaderboard, the name list of all the people. So in my last F1 chat, little card in the corner, we covered the most influential drivers, which is in the top left, and then team bosses and innovators I haven't actually covered because I haven't made a video about them and I missed them, but they've already been decided on who those are. So Enzo Ferrari, Frank Williams, Ron Dennis and Jean Todt ended up going through for the team bosses, with Adrian Newey, Patrick Head, Gordon Murray and John Barnard going through for the innovators. And today we will go over the most influential game changer. So it's the same old spiel as I said last time with Formula 1 deciding the most influential person. So the first matchup for the game changers is Bernie Ecclestone versus Hermann Tilke. Now for me this is a cut and dry case. There is basically no argument here. It is obviously Bernie Ecclestone over Hermann Tilke in my opinion. Although Hermann Tilke has designed several good tracks that are still currently on the Formula 1 grid, they're all sort of, I don't want to say samey, but they have a Tilke touch, essentially. Whereas Ecclestone is just Bernie Ecclestone. He's driven the sport from a casual get-together at the weekend and race some cars around to this pinnacle sport, this absolutely amazing circus that we follow every other week. So for me, hands down, without a question, Bernie Ecclestone wins this round. Now round number 2, or match 2, is Dieter Mateschitz versus Ross Brawn. Now for me, this is a little bit of a more difficult one. So Mateschitz started Red Bull, basically, and Ross Brawn started Brawn, but he also led Ferrari through their championship winning years. He led Honda for a bit, which was alright, and then he obviously started Mercedes. So he's been part of 3 championship winning teams, present at 2 of them at the helm, and pioneered the 3rd in Mercedes. But who's had the most influence on the sport? I'm not 100% sure. I personally, for game changers, would have to say Brawn, as he's come back with Liberty Media and he has changed the game considerably as a whole with Liberty over Mateschitz. But yeah, it's a little bit more open than the Bernie Ecclestone and who was the other one? Can't even remember. Hermann Tilke, that was it. So it's a bit more cut and dry than Ecclestone and Tilke, but I think Brawn would just edge this a little bit. So round number 3, or match 3, is Max Mosley versus Murray Walker. At first glance this seems again like a very one-sided thing, that my vote would go to Max Mosley, but upon further reading through the article, because F1 provides information about each of these, I'm slightly swaying my vote, because all the stuff that I've heard about Max Mosley, the mafia boss style leading Formula 1 partnered with Ecclestone, made it out like he did more to the sport and to people that went against him rather than actually changing the sport, whereas Murray was more impactful, I suppose. He was, yeah. I'm not entirely sure my thinking behind this. It's 2 people that I know little about, but I would say equally for the Bants, Murray Walker. And finally, match number 4 for game changers, Professor Sid Watkins or Dr. Helmut Marko. Now, in my books, you're a fool if you vote for Marco. As simple as that. It has to go to Watkins. And I'm just not going to talk about any more than that. Personally, Marco hasn't done anything for the sport, really. Not particularly, not as much of a contribution as Sid Watkins. Also, if you can hear any banging outside, nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. There are some builders outside doing some work. But the next story that we will be covering today is the Spanish Virtual Grand Prix, and Barcelona and Man City stars have joined the grid for Sunday. Now, the Spanish Virtual Grand Prix has caused me a little bit of grief, personally. Not the fact that it's on, but the fact I didn't realise it was this weekend. So I had a whole schedule. Anyway, I'm not talking about this now, I'll talk about this later. So in this article, headlined on the screen, they, again, spoke about the usual who's joining, load of football stars, I don't care too much. Standard F1 people will be in: Giovinazzi, Russell, Latifi, Norris, Leclerc and Albon. Will be in a couple same people like Poulter and such staying. It will be 6 PM on Sunday, 33 lap race with 20-minute qualifying, yada 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 yada. But they actually produced a table of the grid with a couple places to be confirmed, such as the second seat at McLaren, the second seat at Mercedes, and the second seat at Racing Point. So finally F1 have actually put a table together. Doesn't seem too hard that whenever you release the article about the Virtual Grand Prix, you just pop a table in, but you know, it's F1, they like to do whatever they want. So it should be another interesting race, and again, I will do a review on Monday, so hopefully this video will come out Saturday. I'm recording it on a Friday when I released my double points finale video. This will come out Saturday, review will come out Monday, then some other videos will come out later in the week, but I'll discuss that slightly later. Yeah, hopefully we get another sort of banger of a race like we did last weekend at Brazil to replace the Vietnam Grand Prix, which honestly that was one of the best virtual Grand Prix, or the best virtual Grand Prix that they've held, and this will be round number 5, and of course I'll be doing my championships. But now I'm just going to talk a little bit about some of the grief that this weekend has caused me. So Friday the 8th of May, I released the double points finale video, which for 1960 to 64, which I recorded on Monday or Tuesday of this week to release on Friday, in the hopes that in that week coming up I can start the statistics video, which I was going to release for Formula 1.5 2014. I've prepared some graphs and things like that, working on a script of exactly how I'm going to say things. So that was then going to release before this weekend. I was then going to release an F1 chat. Then there was going to be something else. Oh, what was it? There was going to be something else that I was going to release, but I can't. I've had to delay it now. The main thing that I was planning on doing, or am still doing, is the fantasy prediction video, which I normally bring out before a Grand Prix weekend. However, I didn't know that it was the Grand Prix weekend this weekend, and I wanted to do a behind the scenes video of me making it. I'm still making the behind the scenes video. It's just the fantasy prediction video is going to have to come out after the race review for the Spanish Virtual Grand Prix, which isn't quite how I wanted, but that doesn't really matter. So the new schedule is going to have to be the chat today or Saturday, the review on Monday, the fantasy prediction video on Wednesday, then the next Friday the 15th or something like that, will be the behind the scenes video. Sunday will probably be another F1 chat, and then Tuesday will be a double points finale, I guess, something like that. I've just had to rejig everything, but normally, I know the statistics video needs to be in there. That's what's getting pushed back. Okay, now I'm lost in my own head. Well, yeah, things are all changing around and moving, and I'm not making much sense. So I think I'm going to end it here, and I'm just going to thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, I need to organise everything. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video with whatever I decide to make. I'll see you then.